The government will implement 5 additional initiatives to further increase capacity and expedite the provision of vaccines to the people under the National COVID-19 Immunisation Programme, said Tan Sri Muhyiddin Yassin. The Prime Minister said via the first initiative, the government had allocated a total of Rm400 million to increase the country's vaccine supply, thus seeing the total supply of vaccines to be enough to cover 130% of the population compared with 120% previously. He said the increase in the supply of the vaccine was as an additional buffer stock, and aimed to start the vaccination process for 6.4 million adolescents, aged 12 to 18, with those who will sit for the Sijil Pelajaran Malaysia this year being given priority. He said this during the announcement of the National People's Wellbeing and Economic Recovery Package, worth Rm150 billion, broadcast live on television today. Through the second initiative, the Prime Minister said that the government would open 29 new vaccination centres, upgrade existing PPVs, and implement drive-through PPVs, mobile PPVs and door-to-door outreach programmes, involving a total allocation of Rm200 million. To date, he said a total of 341 PPVs nationwide had been opened, comprising 320 public PPVs, 13 mega PPVs and 8 institution of higher learning PPVs. He also cited several programs he visited, including the My Medic at Wilayah Mobile Vaccination Program at the Sri Johor People's Housing Project, Kuala Lumpur, which focuses on the elderly and homeless, the Orang Asli Immunisation Programme in rural areas using mobile bus units, several drive-through PPVs at public IPTs and the drive-through PPV for persons with disabilities in Ara Damansara, Kuala Lumpur. Muhyiddin said for the third initiative, a total of 14,000 healthcare frontliners involved in PIC would receive an increase in the payment of special allowances, from Rm200 to Rm600, for 6 months starting this July, involving an additional allocation of Rm200 million. For the fourth initiative, which aims to encourage the implementation of the Public-Private Partnership COVID-19 Industry Immunisation Programme, Muhyiddin said the government had provided an allocation of Rm150 million to help alleviate companies' costs. Under the initiative, he said that the government agreed that employers registered under the Human Resources Development Corporation could use the remaining current levy of up to 10% for the cost of management and purchase of COVID-19 vaccine, besides giving tax deductions on expenses on equipment in setting up the PPVs by employers. He said the tax deduction on COVID-19 contributions through community or charitable projects was also extended to cover contributions to PPVs, and to give due consideration for permission for the company to operate at full capacity once all employees had completed 2 doses of vaccine. Muhyiddin said to ensure that vulnerable groups would not be left out from getting vaccinated, several programs at the community level would also be expedited under the 5th initiative. He said among them was the provision of a subsidy of up to Rm30 for the cost of taxi fares and e-hailing services for the disabled and senior citizens, to facilitate their movement to get the vaccine on the day of the appointment. Meanwhile, Muhyiddin said according to statistics as of June 26, a total of 7 million doses of vaccine have been administered to 5 million people in the country.